Music right here now at our fingertips, on our phones, everywhere. It has us asking, are we leaving radio and really a bit of our history behind? That's what we think. Our Heather Hedges live in Lynn and taking a look back. Heather?
Right at your fingertips is right, Maria. You know, with iPads, it gives us instant access to things like YouTube and Pandora Radio. And so many of us grew up listening to FNX. Well, now, if this sale goes through, if the FCC approves it, the word is FNX will move from its Lynn offices behind me to Medford, where KISS 108 is. They'll be part of the Clear Channel group. And FNX, the word is, will become a country hits station. And the day is coming when the music will die at one of the nation's first alternative rock stations.
Well, the fact that FNX is going to put a big dent in specifically the local scene.
Berklee College of Music professor Prince Charles Alexander says the loss of a station like WFNX is due in part to artists no longer needing radio.
In order to increase your presence and increase your brand, people have to know that you exist.
Now, bands can reach younger listeners through new media, things like iTunes, Pandora Radio, social media, and YouTube, even shows like American Idol.
We're in the middle of a change that is probably very much like the Industrial Revolution.
WFNX 101.7 began in 1983. It was known as the leading radio station for breaking new alternative music, one of the first in the country to play artists like Nirvana and Green Day.
I think FNX was a lot like college radio, but this station came along and kind of put a stamp of credibility.
FNX was also known for its huge concerts, bringing big acts here. It also took an interest in reserving airtime for up-and-coming Boston-based bands like the Pixies.
Well, I think if you're a local artist, you know, you want to make sure that people are listening to you and that people care, and local radio was kind of that put the seal of approval.
Although Alexander says the loss of alternative radio stations means one less way an artist can get discovered, the jury's still out over whether the internet can truly fill the void.
Radio is part of being able to reach hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people at one fell swoop.
Well, 15 of the station's 21 employees here were shown the door here today, but FNX wrote on its website today that in true FNX fashion, the station will continue to rip it up until the lights go out. That's the latest live in Lynn tonight. I'm Heather Hedges, Fox 25 News.
Expect nothing less. Heather, thank you.
Thanks, Heather. So we've definitely seen a lot of changes on the airwaves in Boston lately and really throughout the years. We've been tweeting about them all night long. We want to hear your favorite memories.
Do you have a favorite DJ, a favorite show no longer on the air? I know we both do. Send us your thoughts on Facebook, Twitter. We're reading some of your answers ahead in the newscast.
Still ahead, bruises, injuries to the head. A new report out tonight detailing what doctors found on George Zimmerman the night he shot teenage
Kennedy family.
RFK Jr.'s estranged wife found dead in her home.
Then violent threats against a Catholic church.
Outrage over its controversial sign about gay marriage next.
Stand against the tyranny of single-mile credit cards.
Battle speech, right?
May I? People have settled for single miles. With the Capital One Venture Card, you'll earn double miles on every purchase every day.
Hawaii, here we come.
So sign up today for a venture card at CapitalOne.com and start earning double.
Now at 11 o'clock, tragedy for the Kennedys.
RFK Jr.'s estranged wife found dead in her home, and what the family is saying tonight about this sudden loss.
Violent threats against a Catholic church. Its controversial sign about gay marriage causing such an uproar. Dozens
of local homeowners suddenly hit with huge bills, why they now owe one of their neighbors tens of thousands of dollars.
Plus, a Taunton woman controlling a robotic arm with the power of her mind.
The medical breakthrough that could help paralyzed patients.
And a headache that literally lasts forever.
The mysterious condition that's often misdiagnosed.
Live from Boston, WBZ News at 11 starts right now.
Tonight, the Kennedys face tragedy again. Mary Kennedy, Robert Kennedy Jr.'s estranged wife, found dead inside her home. I'm Lisa Hughes.
And I'm Jonathan Elias. Investigators are saying very little about exactly what happened tonight. Police are keeping the media away from the 52-year-old's home just outside of New York City. John Keller joins us now. And John, we do know that officers are treating her death as a suicide.
Yes, Jonathan, they are, pending the outcome of an autopsy. Last weekend, Mother's Day weekend, was the anniversary of her husband's divorce filing. And once again, the Kennedy family is dealing with an all-too-familiar nightmare, the premature loss of one of their own. All quiet tonight at the Kennedy estate in Bedford, New York, where earlier today, police discovered the body of Mary Richardson Kennedy, Robert Kennedy Jr.'s wife of 17 years. In the 2 years since her husband filed for divorce, she'd been arrested twice for driving under the influence. For Robert Kennedy Jr., it is the latest in a string of personal tragedies. He lost his brother David to drug abuse in 1984, brother Michael to a 1999 skiing accident, and of course, his father to an assassin in 1968.
My brother need not be idealized or enlarged in death beyond what he was in life.
Tonight, an aide to Robert Kennedy Jr. released a statement saying, in part, Mary had inspired our family with her kindness, her love, her gentle soul, and generous spirit. Once again, we see it's not easy being a Kennedy, is it?
No, it's not.
Peter Canellos of the Boston Globe has covered the family for years.
And the pressure of being in the public eye and feeling this special sense of legacy that combines with, some of the family dysfunction, which in Bobby Kennedy's case was that he left behind so many young kids who were fatherless, who had these things. So it plays out for some people in terms of depression, for other people in terms of reckless behavior. We've certainly seen that in the Kennedy family, and it's part of the legacy in a very sad way.
Mary Kennedy was a longtime friend of the Kennedy family and a boarding school classmate of Bobby's sister, Kerry Kennedy. She leaves behind 4 children. The youngest is only 11 years old. Lisa?
All right, John, thank you. Right now, a strong line of thunderstorms is moving through the area. We want to get straight to Todd Guttner with the AccuWeather forecast on this. And Todd, these are storms that could pack a real punch if they hold together.
And thankfully, Lisa, I'm happy to say they are not holding together at this hour. They were very strong back in western New England with a large hail the size of an inch. Quarter-sized hail and some gusty winds that brought down some tree limbs and power lines. But as they've entered parts of central Massachusetts, they've weakened quite a bit. There's still a lot of heavy rain and a pretty good lightning show right now in northern Worcester County and southwestern New Hampshire. In fact, moving into Nashua right now as we speak, lightning overhead and some heavy downpours. The strongest little cell that I can find at this point is right over Sterling and Leominster and heading toward 495, but it's going to continue to weaken, and that means Boston will just see a few sprinkles during the course of the overnight. Behind these storms, it gets much, much better. Great forecast as we head into the weekend. I'll share it with you in a couple of minutes. Jonathan and Lisa?
Todd, we'll see you then. Thanks. A local church is getting threats tonight after posting a sign opposing gay marriage.
St. Francis Xavier in Acushnet put up this sign Tuesday morning and immediately touched a nerve. People vented their anger within hours, both at the church and online. Christina Hager is live in Acushnet tonight. Christina, some of these threats have been violent.
Well, Lisa, a couple of messages have even threatened to burn the church down. The staff here has been in touch with the police. They happen to be right across the street. They're keeping an eye on this property now.